Hello, jungle dwellers. This is Jonathan from Explore It. We are back for round 2 of the Return to Caprakan game mode. In the first video, we saw some crushing defeats and some amazing wins. We encountered a hero death on the very first turn of the game. We came back and it survived the eternal eclipse, and we gained a ton of blood magic cards. In this playthrough, I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to go ahead and see if we can't defeat one or more bosses. We're going to try and get some more elements. We're going to harvest a little bit and see if we can't power up our heroes so that we can survive the end encounter with Kualotekutli, this game's villain. Okay, so we just ended, in the previous video, we just ended the siege stage, and now we're going to begin the next harvest stage. To do that, we are going to draw 4 harvest cards and see what those are for the harvest stage. And we have Milo's cooking set. Oh, this brings so much joy to my heart. Milo's cooking set. This is a character that appears in A Taste for Adventure. This particular card is a harvest card from the living deck, so you guys will kind of see that. Let's see what it does. So this is a treasure. We secure it by traveling to one of the antiquity sites on the map, and if we get it, we get all of the bonuses that are shown there. Okay, then we have Into the Clouds. Now this is from the core box. Place 2 sky tiles. The group may teleport to any floating mountain. Now in this particular playthrough, we are not using sky tiles, so we can go ahead and place 2 void tiles in their place. We're basically going to only use void tiles in this particular game, so let's place 2 void tiles. Let's see here. I'm going to place 1 right here. And I will place 1 right here. Yeah, that looks good to me. So we have a couple new void tiles on the board. And then we can teleport to one of them if we choose. I think we will not. Until the end of stage effect. Each time you successfully harvest from a sky tile. Okay, so that's not going to help us there. Alright, so let's take a look at our next card. We have the Headband of the Storm Herald. Now, oh, you know what? Sorry. I said before this is from the living deck, Milo's cooking set. It's actually from the Ishidan expansion. So same thing for this Headband of the Storm Herald, another treasure. So this one is also going to give us a wielder bonus and some extra abilities. Okay, and then we have Ever Full Layers. The gods continue to claim their dominion. You may replace up to 2 revealed boss tokens with boss tokens of your choice. We only have 1 boss token revealed. Now, normally in the core box, you're going to have a lot more boss tokens revealed. So this one doesn't really help us either. So really, our 4 cards may be a little bit of a bust as far as our harvest stage goes. They won't be as strong as they were in our first harvest stage, but that's okay. I think we're okay with these. So I'm gonna set these aside. These 2, actually, let's look at that Ever Full Layer until end of stage effect. Each time you vanquish a boss that has a bounty reward, gain their bounty reward immediately, even if the matching empire is not in play. You may choose 1 additional reward on that bounty reward options list. Now that is pretty good. Okay, so let's look at the Empire of Caprakan placard here. On the bottom of the placard, you can see a bounty section. And we have Mequipapalatl. This is going to be the Queen of the Dead here. And you can see that we can claim this bounty when we are in a city-state. This particular harvest card allows us to claim that bounty immediately after we vanquish her. And so we get to choose 2 normally. So we would be able to choose of the 4 options there, we would choose 2. But because of this card, we get to choose 3 instead, and we get it right away. So that's pretty good. All right. Okay, so these cards, I'm going to place them aside right here. Okay. All right, good. And now we're going to begin our movement phase. Now, we're no longer in the Temple of the Everlasting. This is a temple that appears only during eternal twilight, so we cannot treat this location as if it were a temple. Before we begin the stage here, I'm going to use my astrologist's ability, Sky Reading. This is going to cost me 1 energy, and it's going to allow me to flip over 1 unrevealed card from any deck. So I am going to flip over the next unrevealed card in the Caprakan commission deck, and we have Blood Sacrifice. This is an all skills, and that's a pretty good card. Okay, I'm gonna just set this down here. Okay, so I think here's what we're gonna do. We are going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can't move into the water because we do not have griffins. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're going to move recklessly for 6. 6. Okay. And we are going to lose a little bit of energy because we're moving recklessly. Okay. Then we're going to roll our skills and hope that we don't wander. Now, because we've moved recklessly, one of our skills is going to fail. I'm going to have Explorer fail this turn. So we're only going to be rolling our Navigate and Survival. And if you remember, we are now pretty much starving here, guys. So we need to find some food. Okay, so our Magician. We succeed on Survival, which is good. We're not starving. And we fail on Navigate. For our Astrologist, we succeed on Navigate, but fail on Survival. The Astrologist has 2 food left, so we are also good here on food, at least for 1 more turn. Okay, so that is our turn. We stay where we are because of the Navigate success, and now we are in the event phase. Okay, so we are going to attempt this tending. Let's go ahead and... Before I do one of these commissions, we are going to use one of our blood magic abilities. Okay, so let's see. Blood Oath. Choose an unvanquished boss or siege opponent or an uncompleted card in play that requires 1 or more stat tests to complete. Gain double the rewards after you vanquish or complete it. Up to 1 Blood Oath may be active at any time. At tier 5, gain triple the reward instead of double. So we are going to go with Feathered Cucumots, and we're using the Blood Oath. Our Magician will suffer the damage. This is 1 critical wound, so we're taking 1 critical health damage. He goes down to 6 health, and 1 out of 5 critical wounds before he dies. Okay, so that means we're going to try this particular card here, Feathered Cucumots. It is known that Jathi claims dominion over many worlds, not just this one. Sacred texts from long ago speak of another place like this one, also touched by the feathered serpent. A bone idol honoring her was spotted in the waters nearby. The shamans believe it can bring us luck, should we acquire it. Okay, so when equipped, this defender gains +5 resilience. The extra resilience is lost when the equip is removed. Double all group rewards the group gains when within range of this defender. Oh. So hear me out here. We have feathered Kukumats if we get this card, and we equip it to this particular city-state or temple. Anytime we gain a group reward within range of a temple, and check it out, we have the we have the boss reward there that we're going to go after. We're going to get double the reward. Now we also have other doubling effects and even a tripling effect here. So this is going to be insanity for what we gain from this particular boss. I can't wait. Okay. But first of all, we need to get this commission card taken care of. So let's take a look. Navigate and survival. Our astrologist has a navigate of 7. Let's see if you can see that here. Our astrologist has a navigate of 7, survival of 4. Our magician has navigate of 4 and a survival of 4. So it is going to be fairly tough to get this, but we only need 1 success for each of the skills. Okay, green and blue. All right. So what we're going to use energetic connection. We can use, Kian is going to use energetic connection to grant both of our heroes a -2 bonus to the next roll they make. So we will go ahead and do that. I'm going to say -2 bonus for the blue on the astrologist, and that's a hex. We have blue is good, and then we have green is good. So not only are we going to get double the rewards for this particular commission, but the astrologist has made both rolls, so we are good to go. Let's roll for the magician just to see how they do. So we have a -2 to this bonus. That is also a hex. A 3 -2 is a hex. And a critical failure. Okay, the crit failure is not going to do anything for us, but we have critically succeeded, and we do get this particular effect. Now, when you crit succeed on a commission, you're getting double the amount. We're not getting double the amount twice for both critical successes. You only get that once. But we will get double this particular reward, which is 1 specialist, 1 sky metal, and 1 essence. However, we do have the blood oath, so we are getting triple the amount after it has been doubled. So instead of getting 2 of each, we're getting 6 of each. Oh my gosh. All right. That's amazing. So we now have 11 essence, 13 sky metal, and 11 specialists. Fantastic. Okay. And we are done with this particular card. Now we get to flip over the next card in the commission deck. The Tide Shard Mirror. Okay, then we're going to place a hex token on this antiquity site. Not only that, but we are in an antiquity site. So let's take a closer look at these 2 treasures. Okay, Milo's cooking set. The legendary chef was invited to cook for the Emperor of the Holy City. He was so taken by Hanai's beauty that he gifted his most prized cooking set to him. So what is it doing out here? You may choose 1 skill before rolling skills during the skill phase. If it fails, lose 3 food. If it succeeds, in addition to normal bonuses, gain the matching result. You may discard 1 active harvest card and draw another, ignore any immediate effects, boost 1 ability or skill equal to the roll results, or heal to full vitals. And the wielder is going to get +1 to each skill. Okay, or we have the headband of the Storm Herald. This magic headband crackles with latent energy, allowing its wearer to harness the raw forces of the elements. Legends say it was crafted by ancient sky warriors to channel the might of tempests in battle. When gained, remove all affliction and elemental cards from the discard pile and place them in a pile next to your play area. Whenever a new affliction or elemental card would be discarded, place it in this pile. Once per combat, boost your action rank for the round by the number of cards in this pile. Okay, so that's pretty good. We have a wielder bonus of +2 attack and +2 defend. I think that one is going to be my pick. Okay. So we're going to give the headband of the Storm Herald to our magician. So Nika is now wearing the Wasp Panacho and the headband of the Storm Herald, which is a little bit redundant considering they're both headwear. All right, so our magician has 8 attack and 8 defend. Okay. Okay, and then when gained, remove all afflictions and elemental cards from the discard pile and place them in a pile next to your play area. So I am going to search for the elemental cards if we have any. We might have some power-ups here. Resource. Wow, nothing. We have no elemental cards. Yep. None. We haven't gotten any elemental power-ups yet, so we don't get the extra bonus effect on that card just yet. Okay, so that is going to be the event phase. Now, we should probably also use a void door. So we're going to use a void door to teleport to either another antiquity site or to within range of a defender, and I think we're going to teleport in range of this temple. Our range is 3, so 1, 2, 3, and that's going to place us right next door to that primordial center. That is going to allow us to grab that elemental earth. But let's read the Void Door ability. This item may be used during the event phase outside of combat to open a portal and teleport the group to an antiquity site or any location within group range of any defender. If the group is in range of a wellspring portal, you may spend 1 energy to use this item's effect without consuming it. Oh my gosh, we are in range of a void portal. So instead of consuming this item, we get to just spend an energy to use it. That is amazing. Awesome. The group may carry up to 1 per hero at any time, so we still have 1 for each of our heroes. Okay, so then we get an elemental earth. Okay, it's still the event phase, so we are also going to apply that elemental earth directly to our temple as well. And now the temple has all 4 of the elements associated with it. We're also going to apply the feathered kukumas to this particular temple. And that means that whenever we gain a group reward within range of a temple, we're going to get double the reward. We're also going to apply the Jade Jaguar to this temple, so we have all sorts of fun things applied to this temple here. Okay. By applying the 4 elements, we get to create the Temple Fortress. This is a special 3D token that we can place on the board. It gets placed in the center of any hex tile. So let's see, I will go ahead and place it, let's place it right here. Okay. So now we have 3 temples on the board. 1, 2, and 3. When this temple is, when it shows up, you go ahead and flip the temple defender over and use the consolidated side. So I'm going to fill in those effects here. Okay, so there we have it. We have 25 resilience. It's now a shared resilience, so all of the temples, if any of them are hurt, it will just deplete the single amount. They have 9 potential, 4 for range, which is a super huge range, and they have 5 power. We still have the 4 specialists, and we have all 4 of the base elements in this particular temple. So that is really good for us. Okay, that is going to be the end of our stage. So now it is time for us to draw a 5th sun card. Let's go ahead and flip that over. And we have the tornado. Devastating twisters are touching down and changing the landscape. Consume 3 specialists. So we are now down to 8 specialists. If the air primordial center is not flipped to its nether side, remove 2 nether tiles of your choice from the map. It is flipped to its nether side. That's this one here. So we do not have to play that effect. We are going to, let's see, we are going to roll a air die for this particular siege opponent placement. That is a void result. Because this is the second harvest stage, we're going to place the void card right on the 2nd slot. Okay. And that is it. Next turn, we are going to camp in place, and we are going to flip over the Earth Primordial Center. And we're going to place down a shaman. There. Okay. Now we are camping in place, so we're going to heal a few of our wounds here. Back up to full. And we're going to roll our dice. Now we have no food at all. Oh, you know what we didn't do last turn is we didn't get our resources. So that also happens during the event phase. So let me do the resources quick. We are going to just select 1 for the people. I'm sorry, for the heroes. That will give us 4 gold, 12 food each, and 1 gear upgrade. So that's going to save us from starving here. Give us a little bit more gold. And get us a gear upgrade. Okay. Alright, now it's time for our skills. Oops. Back here. Alright, I see a hex. Alright, so we're both going to... well, we don't need to worry about these high rolls in Navigate because we're camping. We stay where we are. We do have a -1 bonus to our rolls, so the 7 here fails. That's going to reduce a little bit of our food. The 3 here is a success, so we don't eat. The magician doesn't eat. We do get some gold here. And some gold here. And we also can gain a tier 1 resource, as well as draw a encounter card. So let's see. We're going to take we'll replace the recruit that we lost last turn from the Kualotekutli villain phase, and we'll just gain 1 recruit. Okay, and let's draw a encounter. We have, Arashiru Herald. Okay. We are going to do the Blood Oath, Blood Magic. Blood Magic, again, is effectively a racial ability, and so you can use this at any time, even before combat begins. So we are going to suffer 1 critical wound and 1 damage here. And we are going to now gain double the amount of rewards for this particular card. I'm sorry, triple the reward for Blood Oath because our tier is 5. But because we're also in range of a fortress, the temple, we are gaining double the group rewards. So we double it and then we triple it. Awesome. All right, let's see what we have here. So this is a magical nature opponent. We are going to start by writing down its health and energy, 22. Okay, so we are both going to use the bone pendant to gain favorite opponent against this creature. We are going to both roll favorite opponent dice before combat begins. We have a hex and a 3. The hex is going to explode into another hex, so that's 6 plus 6 plus 2 is 14, 15, 16, 17. So we have 17 damage coming in right away. Nika is going to use Magic Missile for 8 damage, and Kian is going to use Energetic Connection to heal. And it can be used up to twice per combat round, so she might use it twice. We'll see what happens. Let's see what Arashiru Herald does to us. Okay, it rolls a 4. Single. 1 target suffers health damage equal to the highest imbalance value. Wow, there's no imbalance in this game. So 0. This damage is of that type. If all imbalance values are 0, this attack deals 10 void health damage. Okay, now that is something to contend with. Okay, so we are going to roll target dice. We're going to see who is suffering this damage. We have a 2 for the astrologist and a 9, of course. Nika, our kobold that's wearing 2 headpieces, the Lost Panancho and the headband of the Storm Herald, is definitely going to be the target. Okay, now when you suffer void damage, if you do not have a void augment, you also are suffering a d6. So he is going to be suffering 2 plus 10 is 12 damage. That is going to drop him into negative. So he is now down to negative 5 health. And Kian's Energetic Connection is going to heal him by 6. So she only needs to do it once. But you know what? I think she's going to do it twice to get him back up to full. So she's going to suffer 1 more energy damage, and he's going to gain 6, bringing him back up to 1, and then another 6, bringing him back up to 7. Okay, and that is going to be enough damage to destroy the Ashiru Herald, and we now gain the bonuses for this card. So, first of all, double because we're in range of the temple. All right, so that's 2 power-ups and 2 crystals. Triple because of the Blood Oath, so that is 6 power-ups each and 6 crystals. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Amazing. All right, so let's draw 6 power-up cards. My gosh. All right, I'm going to show you a before and after for all of these power-up cards, okay? All right, so we have applied our power-ups to our heroes. Now, before I show you our heroes, we also have several cards. We have several element cards and resource cards that we've drawn. So I am also going to apply some additional things to the board. We have a couple of void tiles placed. We have the water cataclysm card has also been placed, which is going to replace the water token onto this particular card. And we have a bunch of resources to gain. So I'm going to also gain those. Let's take a look at our resource card before. And after. Okay, now we also have drawn three elemental cards. So we have drawn 2 void cards. You can see that there. And 1 water card. Okay, so we're going to roll the void die twice and the water die once. And we're going to see if we also gain an element. We do not gain a water. We gain a void, and so we gain, let me just double check that. So a mismatch on the void die gives us that result, and a match of void gives us void. So we gain 1 void and 1 water. Fantastic. All right. And now, because these are elemental cards, those are going to be kept by the magician because of the headband of the Storm Herald to give him bonus effect with those cards. Okay, fantastic. So let's look at our heroes. And just like that, we have some huge power-ups that have given our heroes a lot of extra power. We are looking to be a lot better equipped here. Definitely a good thing for us. All right, so that was the skill phase, right? We moved, we rolled skills. We're going to now enter the event phase. We're going to spend some of our resources. I think the first thing I'm going to do is spend some of those living crystals we just obtained to plug these into the factory here that we're going to create. We're going to spend 1 essence, 1 sky metal, 1 specialist, and 3 of our 7 living crystals to fill in the top 3 bubbles here. Okay, and you'll see what that gets us when we transition into the next siege. All right, then I'm gonna do the same thing for 3 of those elements. So we're going to put in air, void, and water. And that is going to deplete our elements as well, so we will only have 1 air left. We're putting in air, void, and water, and we're reducing our living crystals down to 1. And now we will be gaining a ton of extra of those at the beginning of our next siege. All right, what else? I think that's it. All right, so nothing else for us during the event phase. We're going to roll. We're going to select our next 5th Sun card, and we have Void Hornets, swarms of Aztlant descend on Aztlant. Their metallic carapaces pulsing with void energy. Their droning hum carries an unnatural chill, and shadowy wisps trail their flight. Where they land, plants wither and stone darkens. This card is equipped in Aztlant. Each of those defenders' power becomes 1. You may attempt to remove this card during the event phase while in this defender by searching for this particular encounter and vanquishing it. This is going to be a dangerous encounter. This basically means that while these Void Hornets are consuming this particular city, its power has dropped from 5 down to a 1. So Aztlant is being completely swarmed. Okay. All right, so then we're going to roll our void die, and we're going to see what our next opponent, and that is a water opponent. At least it is not a surge. Okay, so there we have it. All right, now it's our turn again. Now we are in range of that shaman. Let us move there and then move back. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll go 5. Okay, we're going to gain the Earth Shaman now, and I'm going to write that into our placard, our Aztlant placard, right here. We now have the Earth Shaman. Okay. All right. We've moved. We're going to suffer a little bit of damage because we entered a void tile. And whenever you suffer void damage, you also suffer a d6. So this is going to be 4 void energy drain here. And 2 void energy drain here. Then we are going to roll our skills. And wow, we got a lot of big rolls here. So we actually do get a little bit of gold. We make it on navigate here, and we make it actually with all those rolls, we're still good. Over here, not so much. We have made only explore, so we get a little bit of gold, but we do need to eat. And because we camped in the previous location, that critical wound that the magician suffered is now has now gone away. We still have the critical wound on the astrologist for having used the blood oath. Next up is the resource stage. So let's go ahead and check that out. I think what we're going to do is, I think we're going to do the for the people, and we're going to gain 4 recruits and 2 specialists. And because of the Panaccio, we gain 3. And then we also are going to be able to roll a die of our choice. So let's roll the Earth die here. And that is an Earth Surge. That means we're going to get 2 Earth. Okay? That's awesome, because what I'd like to do is increase our Earth rank for our Magician up to a 2. We currently have a rank 2 Earth for our Astrologist because of the last power up they have now a tier 2 for Earth. But I'd like to do the same for the Magician. So because we're in range of that temple, we're going to apply that to our hero. And then I'm also going to apply the second Earth that we just got and our living crystal to create this Earth factory here. So to look at that, we have almost everything created here. I have never played a game that has created this many factories. That's really cool. Really cool. Okay, at the end of our event phase, let's use the Void Door. We're in range of a Wellspring Portal, so we are going to be able to use it without consuming it to go to a temple. We're going to go right over to here. Okay. Okay. And we are going to heal to full because we are currently in this temple. And then that will be the end of our turn. We're going to pick the next 5th sun card here. And this is the Siege. This is the Siege. Okay, so we have the Earth Siege. Increase the siege wave by 1. We now have the second Siege wave. Roll the wellspring die. And that is a 2. Increase the calendar by 3 plus 1/3 the roll result. So we're going to increase the calendar to 5. Okay, so our calendar now has 2 siege bubbles filled in and 5 of the siege bubbles. Locate and place its Kualo's boss token. That's boss token number 5. Here it is. Okay. On a boss lair of your choice. I don't have a boss lair that is in range of a temple. I would have liked, like if this one were in range, yeah, we'll put him here. This is going to be its Kualo's. He is the kobold boss. So, and he's the earth boss. So really this must be our kobold's deity that we worship. So interesting. Okay, flip the earth primordial center to its earth side. Okay. Then we're going to place a earth token on it. Okay. Until the stage ends, to flip the earth primordial center to its nether side, we must also consume 2 air. Siege opponents gain +1 power. Okay. So siege opponents are going to be a little bit more powerful during this particular siege. All right. We're also going to roll the earth die, and that is an earth opponent. Okay. Okay, so our first one, portal number 5, and in a downward direction. So we are going to appear here. And this air opponent is the Cliff Talon. And it has arcing of 5. Arcing means that it will actually be dealing damage to another adjacent location. So if it gets here, it could be dealing damage to the temple as well. Okay. Let's see what we have for this one here. We have portal number 2, which is right here. And 1 is right over there, so it can't actually be placed there because it is a earth opponent. Can't go into the void. So we are looking for a roll of a hex or 5. So let's go evens are the hex, odds are the 5. And we have odds. So it's going to go right here. Okay. Write down their resilience on the battle mat here. And you can see they both have 6 resilience. Okay. And again, they are going to have +1 power. So they're each dealing 3 damage instead of 2. All right. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to get our factory bonuses. Okay, so we have created, using the living crystal and sacrificing several of our tier 2 resources and our elements, we have created these factories. So let's see, at the end of each harvest stage, before tier 2 passives are gained, for each box filled, gained a number of matching resources equal to 3 plus the current siege wave. Current siege wave is 2, so we get 5 of each of these, bringing our essence up to 19, our sky metal up to 19, our specialists up to 18, and our elements, wow, up to 5 here, 5, 5, and 6. Check that out. We now have a ton of elements, you guys. I think now we can start to repair the tapestry. So we haven't really been working toward our end game yet. Up until this point, my end game thought was to face Kualotekutli in combat and destroy it. But now that we have all of these elements, we actually can apply them to the tapestry and possibly even repair it. Okay, so so let's see. Next, we're going to gain the tier 2 passives. Okay, so our essence, we have 19 essence. So for every 4, so that would be 16. So that'd be 4. We get this 4 times. We have one defender gain +4 to its resilience. So let's apply this to each. We'll go 4 here, 4 here, and I'm gonna go with in our temples 8. Okay. And then for our sky metal, we have 19 sky metal as well. So we gain that 4 times. We get 4, let's see, its power is +2. Let's just apply that to our temple, because our temple is so, it has such a wide range, right? It has a 4 for its range. So effectively, from each temple, we have a radius of 4 hexes that it can actually deal some damage. So I'm going to apply all 4 of the +2s, that's +8, to our temple fortress. So it now has a 13 power. That is going to be amazing. Okay, our specialists, we have 18 of those, so we are also going to get 4 of the bonuses there, and that is 6 platinum. So 24 platinum. Amazing. Okay, just kind of get this taken care of here. Okay, our 3 cards are going to go away. We did not get to use our ever full lair. I was hoping to use that next. We were just setting ourselves up to get the bonuses, so we didn't make use of this card, but that's okay. All right, and then our siege is going to immediately begin. So we are going to have the Cliff Talon move toward the nearest magnetic defender, which is going to move it here, 1, 2. Its range is 2, so it is not in range of Nemo Teptek. Sorry, that would be Manchupakra. Manchupakra's range is 2, so it also is not in range. So nothing happens there. This one, however, is going to move toward our city of Aztlant, and it is moving 2. Its range is 2, so it's not actually going to do any damage yet. So we also have a range of 2 as in Aztlant, and so it cannot affect them either. It is the movement phase. So before we do anything, I think what we're going to do is we're going to camp here. I was going to affect the boss right away and try to take the boss out, but instead we're going to camp here and try and make use of some of our elements that we've gained, and we'll show you how that is done. We are camping in range of a primordial center, and we are also actually in range of that fire, so we're going to gain the fire element as well. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over, make a mess of the board. Grab that fire token and place down a shaman. Okay. We are going to stay where we are. So let's roll our skills. It's a 4. Okay. Make everything over here. get some gold. Missed, made it. Okay, so we're eating some food. No gold over here. Okay. Skill phase is done. Now it is the event phase. Let's take a look at the Aztlant card here. Okay, temples. So these are the things we can do in temples. If we notice, we can summon essence. This would be to place an essence token, an elemental token on any location that has one. We can repair the tapestry. Up to once per stage, consume one shaman and its matching element. Increase the element cost by 1 for each element you have already repaired. Mark the chosen element in the tracker at right and discard the matching shaman. Then draw a number of power-ups equal to the number of repaired elements. The group gains each bonus. If all 5 are repaired, the game is won. Okay, so we are going to do that. We are going to we have the fire, we have the air and earth shaman. Okay, so we can choose air or earth. I think we will choose air, and we will reduce our air by 1. Okay, and we will erase our air shaman, and now we gain 1 power-up card. Because we are in range of the temple that is equipped with the equip card that it currently has, we gain 2 power-ups. Okay, so let's see how that's worded. Double all group rewards the group gains when within range. So we'll draw 1 power-up and gain twice its reward. Okay, so actually that's pretty good. So that is a health and energy card of +2. That's going to be +4 health and energy for each of our heroes. Yes. And then 2 living crystals. Fantastic. Okay. Put this aside. This is a resource card. All right. Okay, so that's going to be the end of our event phase. Do we want to increase anything? We could probably increase our range. Why don't we increase our range? Yes, temple range. Temples are going to, let's see, if we consume, we're going to consume 10 essence, go down to 9 essence, and that's going to give us +5 range for a total of 9 range on our temples. So now our temples are huge. The range is almost the entire map. So that's going to be the end of our event phase. Our bad guys are now going to move. So we're going to have the Cliff Talon move right to here. They stop when they're in range. And this guy's going to move 2. Okay. Then we are going to have them deal damage. The Cliff Talon is going to deal 3 damage to Machu Picchu. So up to 21. And the Hexanthe Invasion is dealing 3 damage now to Aztlant. So it goes down to 35. Actually, hang on a minute. I did not actually flip over the Aztlant card. I need to do that. This is going to affect us, okay? And you're going to see why in just a second. At the end of our first game turn of the siege, I should have erased one of these bubbles, which means eternal twilight occurs. So, before this one does any damage to Aztlant, we need to flip this over and it will be applied to the Twilight version, which is much weaker. All right, so that is going to be very bad. Aztlant has flipped over, and it now only has 16 resilience, which means it is super important that we keep this version of Aztlant alive. Otherwise, we are going to lose the game. All right, so we are going to have the Hexanthe invasion deal 3 resilience to Twilight Aztlant. So going down to 13 left. Okay, and then we have our defenders. We are going to take a look at the city-state of Manchu Pakra first. They have a potential of 7. So we are going to roll 7 dice. And we need a 3 or less. We have 1, 2. 2 damage. That is going to be dealt to the Cliff Talon. Now, one thing to note is that the Cliff Talon has arcing, but because we're in range of a temple that has 4 specialists, that arcing is reduced from a 5 down to a 1, which means if another defender is within 1 range of this creature, it would be dealing damage to both of them. But because of those specialists, we have negated that, so that's a good thing. So, but we do have 2 damage coming in to the Cliff Talon. Okay, let's look at Twilight Aztlant. It has 1 potential and 5 power, but because it is currently suffering from the Void Hornets, the Void Hornets have reduced its power down to 1. So it is only going to get 1 die, and we need to get a hex on it in order to deal damage. And we're not going to get that done with a 10. Okay. Now we have our temples. Let's see. How many hexes away are we here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are 9 hexes away from this guy. So this temple can damage him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're also 9 from this temple. So this guy is going to get hit from 2 temples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. Okay, so this temple is going to be dealing damage to him and him. This temple is going to be dealing damage to him. And this temple is going to be damaging him. Okay, so we only have 4 resilience left on this particular guy here. So let's see what this is. They get 9 dice, and now we crit on a 3 or less because we have 13 power in this city, in this temple. All right, 1, 2. That's a crit, so that's 3 damage from this temple. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's definitely going to be dead here. It's dealing a lot of damage. So we are going to gain the bonuses of this Cliff Talon, and then we're going to flip this card over. Now in this siege, I'm going to show off the mechanic. It's a play style that you can choose to play to make your games a little bit more dangerous, and that is, instead of re-rolling a position for a siege banner after it is defeated, it stays where it is. So we are going to keep this guy where he's at, and we are going to have him continue to attack using this particular one. Okay. So the other thing is, let's cash in on that Blood Oath again. We're going to go ahead and suffer a critical wound. And we're going to get double the rewards for this Cliff Talon. Now we don't get to cash in on the temple bonus because we're actually over here. So, but we will get the double power up. Okay. Actually, the triple power up because of that blood oath. Okay, so that one is done. Let's go ahead and roll for this one. It is being affected by 2. So let's go ahead and roll those. There's no chance this thing doesn't die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 because of the crit. It has 6. So it is going to also be destroyed. Okay, so our Hexanthe invasion, we're also gaining the bonus for that. And we're going to flip this guy over here. Now we have the Plesiosaurus, and we're going to keep that where it is. Sorry, not Plesiosaurus. Plesioteuthis. Okay. Okay. Ooh, and that one's going to give us a blood magic card. That's good. Okay, so we have done damage. That is going to be the end of our turn. Let's draw the rewards for vanquishing those 2 opponents. We gain a power-up, double the rewards after you vanquish or complete it, triple the rewards. So that's 1 power-up goes to 3 power-ups to each of our heroes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I cannot believe this card has helped us so much. Okay, so we have a couple of element cards, a couple of, let's see, we have a favorite opponent card, and we have, look at that, all stats. Amazing. Okay, and we're back. Now, I drew a couple of cards that I'm going to take a closer look at. We had a couple of element cards. We had a water element and a fire element. I rolled the water die and gained a water element. I rolled the fire die and we gained a mismatch. We do not gain a fire element. Really hoping we gain a fire element because that would come in handy when we're repairing the tapestry, because now we need 2 elements to do the second fix, and we only have 1 fire. So hoping that we could have done that. That's okay. All right, the next thing is that I drew a familiar card. Now, in the previous video, we also drew a harvest card that gave us access to a familiar. I'm also going to redraw this card because I'm going to save the familiars for the Issuedon playthrough. So let's draw another card for that. Okay, and that is another element card. We're going to get a +1 second mastery, and we're going to roll that water element die again. And that is a water surge. So we get 2 waters. Okay. All right, and because of that elemental banner, we're going to save that for the headband of the Storm Herald. That will come in handy. And then finally, we have a shared patterns power-up card. Now, if this card was drawn for a single hero, it was. Draw another power-up and apply its bonus to all heroes. Okay? And look at that. There's another familiar card. So we could have come away in this game turn with 3 familiars. 1 for each of our heroes in this card draw, and 1 for the magician in the last. Let's go ahead and draw this one again here. And check it out, you guys. This is insane. Not only is this a card that applies to both heroes, so we're going to gain 1 shaman, 1 blood magic, and we're going to gain all abilities and skills. Amazing. Okay, now a couple of things. We are getting a copy of this card for each heroes. So we are going to gain 2 blood magic tiers for the group, but we can only gain 1 wild card shaman. So we are only going to gain the 1 wild card shaman. So I'm going to fill that in right here. We're going to place that guy right here. Okay. Not tied to one of the elements. Okay, then let's draw 2 more blood magic cards. We have Wall of Darkness. Create a straight line of hexes on the map equal to half your tier, which is now 7, by the way. Our tier is now 7. Miniatures other than the group may not enter these hexes unless they cannot go around. If they must enter, bosses lose 5 max health and siege opponents suffer 1 siege damage per tier. So that's 7 per hex of movement. The wall remains for 1 game turn per tier. Nice. Okay. They're already in range, so that's not necessarily going to help us. If they were outside of range, we could have used that a little bit more. All right, let's look at Elemental Fusion. This costs 2 critical health. A nether tile must exist on the map to cast this spell. Roll a element die of your choice, a number of times equal to your tier, 7 times. Choose one of the results and augment that element to a hero of your choice. So we can roll 7 element dice and choose one of them and just straight up augment it to our hero. And then we remove 1 nether tile from the map after casting this spell. Nice. Very nice. Okay, so let's move this over here. Okay, so that was really great. It is now going to be the end of the turn, so we're going to reduce the calendar and reduce our recruits. Okay, and then it's our turn again. Now, we are currently in a temple, so we are going to let's cast Blood Oath again, and we're going to use the boss Miquipapalato as our target, so we will gain extra rewards from her. We each now have 1 critical wound. We're going to move, so we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to pick up the Fire Shaman. So I will write this on our board here. And we are going to suffer some damage from entering the void. I should have used void. I should have applied void to our heroes. I didn't. Shame on me. That would have saved us from having to take all of this damage. So there's a lot going on, but let's see. We're going to do it anyway. So we're going to each suffer 1 damage plus the roll of a d6. So 4, 5 energy drain. It's on to 9. Magician suffers a hex. So we do not re-roll that for heroes. You do re-roll it for weakness for the enemies. So he's suffering 7 energy drain. Okay. And then finally, we're going to roll our skills to see if we stay where we are here. Okay, well, we would have failed on navigate, so thankfully Nika has kept us on track. The magician has successfully moved us through the void. We do make the gold roll here, and we do make the gold roll here. One thing I didn't do is get rid of these cards. And if you'll notice, we should have also gotten a gear upgrade on this particular opponent as well. So I'm going to give each of our heroes one gear upgrade. All right, there we have it. So we have just rolled our skills. We stay where we are, and that is going to trigger the event phase. We are currently in a boss lair, so we are going to face Kualotekutli. I think that's the first time I've said it right this whole game. All right, so she is an undead opponent. She has 26 health. She has 28 energy. And if we look at her passive, let's take a look at this. Kualotekutli is soulless and has weakness to corrosive damage. Now it just so happens that each of our astrologist and magician have tier 2 in earth. This is an earth augment, and tier 2 allows them to deal corrosive damage. So not only are they going to do their damage, but they're also going to get a plus D6 against that particular opponent. Okay? Because she is soulless, this means that all energy damage she suffers becomes energy drain. Okay? Okay, and battlefields. The group may face Kualotekutli in one of two battlefields, at the altar and flanking. Combat begins at the altar and may only be changed for a hero as indicated by Kualotekutli's actions. She has Reflect 1 and deals 3 less damage to targets that are flanking. Okay, so if we can get into the flanking position, she's going to deal a little less damage to us. Okay, so first things first. The magician's going to use their attack, which is Magic Missile. It's going to cost 1 energy to use. And it costs an energy because the magician's attack is actually considered to be a mastery. Okay, so kind of the fun thing with the magician is if you do gain a power-up for a mastery, you can apply that power-up to any of your masteries. This is a passive ability. So let's say you get a +2 first mastery, +2 second mastery. You could literally take all 4 ranks of that power-up and apply it to any of your masteries however you like. It's kind of a fun thing about the magician. Okay, so I think our magician is going to deal... Oh, and one other thing. Our magician has a favorite opponent of undead. So, first things first, let's roll the favorite opponent damage from the magician. And that's 2 damage. Okay. Then he's going to deal 13 damage and using attack, and that is also corrosive. Now, because he has the tier 2 augment, his attacks are dealing +2 earth damage. So that 13 goes up to a 15. Okay. And he's dealing corrosive, so she takes another d6 of damage. And that's 1. Okay. So 16 damage there. Then the astrologist. I think because we're full health, our astrologist is also going to use attack, and they're going to use Starfall. Before I do this, though, let's take a look at that headband of the Storm Herald, because our magician just did some massive damage, but he could do more. Okay, so once per combat, boost your action rank for the round by the number of cards in this pile. By the number of element cards, and check it out, he has quite a few cards. So he's going to boost his action rank by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By 6. Okay? That means he's dealing another 6 damage for a total of 22. Okay? So 22 regular damage, and we have 2 favorite opponent damage for a total of 24 out of 26 already. Our astrologist is going to deal 8, and she is also dealing corrosive damage. So she does 1 additional damage for 9. All right, let's see what Miquapapalotl does to us. She is going to roll a d6, and that is a hex. Okay, single, 3 health, 4 energy, and explorer. Gain a penalty to this test equal to the number of bleeding conditions you suffer from. Targets who fail are charmed. 1 random hero may switch battlefields. Okay, this isn't too big of a deal for us. Let's see who is going to be the target. Our astrologist is a 10, and our magician is an 8. So she is targeting the weakest of us, our astrologer, and she is dealing 3 health, 4 energy, and we gain a penalty, so no one's bleeding, so now she also has to roll explore. Her rank is 9, and that's a 9 for a success, so we are able to make that roll. She is now suffering 33 damage out of 26, so Miquapapalotl has been destroyed. All right. Okay. We're going to place a hex token on this location. We're going to gain. We're in range of the temple. So, the bonus is, the group reward bonus is doubled. The Blood Oath. Gain double the rewards, gain triple the rewards instead of double at tier 5. So because our Blood Magic tier is 7, we gain triple the rewards here, double the rewards here. This is going to be, let's start with the gold. 6 gold, doubled for 12, and then tripled is 36 gold. 36, holy crap, that is amazing. Okay, now we have 2 power-ups, and that is going to be doubled, so 4 power-ups, and then tripled is 12 power-ups, you guys. 12 power-ups. Good God. All right, before and after. Let's take a look at before and after 12 power-ups here. Insane. Insane. By all the gods, old and new, this has been an amazing game turn for us. Check this out, you guys. This is incredible. Our astrologist and magician have cashed in tremendously in the last few game turns. They have a huge amount of power now. I think we're pretty much ready to take on Kualotekutli. So we're going to see how that goes in the next few game turns here. Before I do, I am going to give them a few more abilities with our resources. We've got a ton of resources here as well. Several cards were resource cards. So you can see we have been gaining quite a few of those as well. My gosh. Okay. So that is going to be the end of our event phase. Do we want to teleport? Yes, I think we do. We are going to teleport using one of our void doors. We are no longer in range of a wellspring portal, so we are going to use up this item. And we are going to teleport to within range of one of our defenders. So we are going to teleport right over to here. And we are currently in the Temple of the Everlasting. Wonderful. Okay. Now, we also did manage to get another fire element here. So now we can also repair the tapestry for fire. You know what? One other thing. we did not gain the +4 health and the bone pendant. Now we already have a bone pendant for each, but we're going to give the magician that +4 to health. So that's going to bring him up to 20 health. Okay, good. Now we're good. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at that Temple of the Everlasting. If you remember, we can only repair the tapestry once per stage. Now it is the siege stage, and we've already done it at the beginning of the siege stage. But we can, through using a devotion ritual, which costs us 8 recruits, you may repair the tapestry again or gain another dedication this stage. Okay, so we can repair the tapestry by using up some of these recruits. So we're going to go down to 28 recruits, and we're going to repair the tapestry with fire. So that will reduce our fire down to 0. Okay. By doing this, we gain 2 power-ups. I'm just going to set these aside for now because we're going to do this a couple of times. Okay. So we have filled in one of the 4 devotion ritual boxes here. So I'm going to do this again, okay, because we still have some of our shamans left. Let's go with Earth this time, okay. So we are going to spend 8 more recruits. We go down to 20 recruits remaining, and we're going to reduce 3 Earth to do this. And now we have repaired Earth as well. Okay, so we've repaired 3 out of the 5 to win the game. Okay. And let's do it one more time. We go down to 12 recruits left. 12 recruits. Now remember, if we lose all of our recruits, we lose the game. So this could be very, very scary for us if we get into a pinch. Okay. And we will select water this time. And now we require 4 water to do this. All right. And that is going to be the last shaman. So we do not have another shaman to take care of the void. We're going to need to find a void shaman in order to do this, or gain another wild card. Okay, let me just fix this guy here. He was right there. Okay. Okay, so we have repaired the tapestry 3 more times. I've drawn 2 power-ups for the second time. Then we draw 3 power-ups and another 4 power-ups for restoring the tapestry. We are going to run out of cards, I think. If we do, the game difficulty increases. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. We have 4 cards left in the power-up deck, you guys. We've gone through the entire power-up deck this game. I think it's safe to assume we can take on Kualotekutli. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video again and give our heroes even more power-ups. I think this has got to be a new record for the number of power-ups our heroes have gained in one game turn. I don't think I've ever played a Hexplorer game that has given us half the deck in one game turn. And it's because of all of the setup pieces that we've done to try and get to this. I know in the first game, it was very slow getting power-ups, but that's what leads to this. Awesome. Okay, oh my gosh, amazing. All right, a couple of things. We have gained a couple more blood magic tiers. We've gained more resources. We've gained all of these power-ups. Check out our heroes now. Kian and Nika are ready to take on the world. We are going to be able to take on Kualotekutli in mortal combat. Before we do, I want to show a couple more things. So, what ended up happening is several of our power-ups dropped cataclysms on the board. So we now have a air cataclysm, a fire cataclysm, an earth cataclysm as well. So now all 4 of those cataclysms are on the board. And before we go into the next siege stage, the next villain phase here, we are going to use some of our resources to bolster, to enhance our defenders. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to spend some ore, and we're going to get Twilight Aztlant's resilience up by quite a bit. So we're going to spend 18 ore to give it plus 16. So that's going to be 29. Okay. Then we have 5 void. So we're going to I am going to give each of our heroes 2 ranks in void. Okay, so let me grab that card here. So we are going to gain 2 ranks in void for a total of 4 that we have reduced. Now doing this means that we will not have enough to repair, not enough void to repair the tapestry. That's okay. So because we are going to win this game by defeating Kualotekutli. We're very close to repairing the void, but let's do this instead. Okay, so now this is going to do a couple things for us. So we gain immunity to a basic of our choice for each of us, and we gain immune to the dissonant condition, which is really good. And let's see, we may deal a couple siege damage to siege opponents, which is good. We gain +1 void damage per tier, so +2 damage. And our opponents lose a keyword of our choice when we target them, when either of us target them. So that's really, really good as well. Now, because we have Earth and Void, we also get a dual augment ability called Crystal. Okay, once per game turn, you may boost the energy damage each ally deals this round by your energy rank, or raise one target's energy by your Earth and Void tiers, which would be 5. So that is pretty good. Okay. All right, so I think I'm going to pause my video here and just set up for the big bad battle with Kualotekutli. We are in the Temple of the Everlasting, on top of the highest mountain in all of Aztlant, and we are about to summon the Void Serpent in mortal combat. It's looking grim for the world as a pattern devourer is on the doorstep of Manchu Pakra. This creature is rolling through the jungle, and it will consume all the souls in its path. Meanwhile, on this side of the map, we have the Plesiotuthus, which is a gigantic squid that is coming up from the ocean, this coastal land, and it is enwrapping the area around our city. If we do not prevail here, it could very well mean the end of the world as we know it. All right, adventurers, I'm going to get ready for this battle. Buckle up. Okay, and here we have it. Kualotekutli, the keeper of portals. We have summoned the great beast from the nether, and we are about to expunge it from this world. Let's take a look at its passives. Mythic Titan. Kualotekutli has multiple energy vitals. Its health may not be targeted until each of its energy vitals are reduced to 0. Now, each of its 4 energy vitals is 1, so it shouldn't be too difficult for us to do this. Energy drain dealt to Kualotekutli is always treated as energy damage. While Kualotekutli has any energy remaining, do not roll for its action each round. Instead, each round that it has at least 1 in any vital, it uses the action associated with that vital. For instance, if it has a fire and void remaining, it will use its attack, first mastery, and boss 2. Roll for its action normally when its energy vital is 0. Okay? Let's look at its void wall ability. Kualotekutli is protected by 3 void walls. Each void wall negates the highest damaging attack Kualotekutli receives each round of combat. 3 void walls will negate 3 attacks. This effect may negate favored opponent damage and triggers after Twilight Sacrifice, but before any other effects occur. Okay? Nether Pole. Each hero suffers 1 non-lethal health damage at the beginning of each round, and this damage is strengthened by 1 for each round that we face this opponent. And then finally, Twilight Sacrifice. A hero may defend and consume either 1 shaman, and we don't have any shamans left, or 5 specialists. We have 21 specialists left. To remove 1 void wall or to revive a dead hero. Okay, so we can, at the top of this mountain, in the Temple of the Everlasting, we can perform a Twilight Sacrifice to do this by sacrificing our specialists. Okay, so I've written down our opponent stats here. 200 health and 1 energy in 4 times. So it is a titanic opponent. It's magical nature. So we can do some magical nature favored opponent damage to this guy. Both of us are good against magical nature. But because of its void wall, that will be negated because it has those 3 void walls. So the first thing we're going to do, we are going to both defend, and we are going to consume 10 specialists to get rid of 2 of his void walls. Okay, so I'm going to fill in 2 of these bubbles. Okay, we're all defending, and we're going to get rid of 2 of his void walls. Okay, because we're defending, let's see what he does here. All right, so he's going to be dealing all of his actions. So first of all, let's look at, let's go through the list. Solar Flare group, we're each suffering 4 piercing health, and we are suffering 1 additional because of that Nether Pole ability. Okay, so 5 total. Okay, and it is void health, so actually we are not immune to void damage. We are suffering void damage. Okay. All right, Gaia's Veil, Reflect 5. Now we're not doing any damage, but it does have a regen of 3 health until the end of combat. So we are going to put down a 3 in here. That means it is getting its regen. Okay. Shadow Scourge, single, the hero with the highest current health. We both have the same amount at 17. So let's see who is the target for this attack. We have a 4 for Astrologist and a 2 for our Magician. The Astrologist is targeted. Suffers void corrosive health damage equal to half their current health and 1 piercing energy damage. Each hero may suffer 3 energy drain to convert the health damage they deal this round to energy damage. Okay, so the hero with the highest current health that suffers void corrosive health damage equal to half their current health. Now, We are immune to, let's see, are we immune to corrosive or not? We are not immune to corrosive damage, but we do have our defend of 16, and this is not piercing. So we are going to be reduced, let's see, 17 half would be 8, and we are defending for the entire amount. So we are good to go there. Then we have Moonbeam. Group 3 piercing air energy damage. Because of our void element augment, we are immune to air damage. So we are not going to take that. Targets who have no energy are drained. That's okay. Group all skills. Those who fail none. Alright, so now we have to roll skills. Our astrologist first. Made it, made it, made it. Those who fail none suffer 2 non-lethal health and energy damage. Our defend is protecting us from all of that. Awesome. And let's see how our magician fares here. Oh, we have 1 critical failure. The others are good to go. So 1 critical failure. Those who fail 2 are knocked down. Those who fail 3 gain weakness. Okay, so we don't suffer anything, looks like. We're good. Wellspring tap. Multi-heroes with 1 or less energy gain tethered. We're good to go there too. Okay, so at the end of the first round of combat, we have removed 2 of the 3 void walls. There is going to be 1 left. So I'm going to have our astrologist is going to defend and use another 5 specialists to remove the next void wall. Okay? That means this round, at the end of this round, it is only going to be reducing 1 of our attacks. So this means we can actually get some damage in. Alright, so let's roll our favorite opponent damage. We have magical nature. We have 2 damage and 2 damage coming in. Both highest, the equal amount, so that just means we get to deal 2 damage to 1 of his energy vitals. Let's go with water. I want to take away his regeneration effect. Okay. Okay. All right, and then the magician is also going to use magical missile, and he is going to target 1 of his energy vitals as well. So that is going to be the attack that gets removed from the void wall, meaning the second favorite opponent damage will go through. Let's go ahead and take care of the mantle of corruption. So it is also losing earth. It now has 1 air and 1 fire energy left. So we are getting close here to being able to remove those. Okay, so let's see what it does this round. This round, because we haven't done that damage yet, it's still going to get to act and do all of those things for us. So the piercing damage goes through. Okay, so we each take 4 piercing, plus 2 is 6 piercing, down to 11 here and 11 here. Okay, Gaia's Veil increases to 6, so she has Kualotekutli has 6 energy regen. I'm sorry, 6 health regen now until the end of combat. Single, so the hero with the highest current health, we both have the same amount, and it's the magician who's being targeted this time. Suffers void corrosive health damage equal to, so this one again, the magician is not defending, so they are actually going to suffer this damage. They're suffering half their current health and 1 piercing energy. Goes down to 5 health remaining. Okay. Oh, okay. So our magician has 5 health remaining. Our astrologist has 11 health remaining. This is definitely looking tough so far, but that's okay. We're in it for the long haul. Okay. Void walls are now completely destroyed. So all of the void walls have been pulled away, meaning we can now deal some additional damage to this creature. So first of all, we're going to have our favorite opponent damage kick in. We have 1 and 2. That's going to go toward the 2 energy values that it has remaining, air and fire. So it will be out of energy at the end of this round. Okay. Then we're going to have the magician. The magician is going to use Jaguar's blood. Let's see what Jaguar's blood does. This potion may only be used on yourself. Next round, you may use your attack action 3 times and you gain Berserk. Okay, so next round, the magician is going to go Berserk and can use his attack 3 times. All right. So I'm going to get rid of that. He is defending this round. Okay. And I think Kian is going to use Sky Reading. During combat, you may use this mastery up to 3 times per round. Each use gives you Defend 3 this round and raises the group's health equal to half Sky Reading rank. These effects may stack. At rank 6, also gain the raise effect outside of combat. At rank 8, up to once per turn when you use Sky Reading 3 times in a row, strengthen, defend, and raise amount by 1. Okay, so we're using it 3 times. We get a strengthen effect. So we get 9 times 3 is 27 temporary health. That's bringing us up to 38 over here. And 32 over here. So we have just gotten a ton of health from the astrologist. The astrologist is channeling everything in this void portal. Okay, let's see what Kualotekutli does. Now Kualotekutli does not have earth or water this turn, so it is not going to get its Gaia's Veil or Mantle of Corruption ability. We are going to suffer that piercing void health damage, and we are suffering 3 more of it because it is the 3rd round of combat. So now we're suffering 7 damage and 7 damage here. Okay. And then we have Shadow Scourge. The highest current health is going to be the astrologist. And she is going to suffer void corrosive health equal to half their current health. So that 31 is going to go down to 15. She also suffers 1 additional energy damage. So she's down to 8 energy remaining. Okay. All right. Then we have the air. Group 3 piercing air energy. Again, we are immune to the air energy, but no one is out of energy yet, so we're not drained. And then multi heroes with 1 or less energy gain tethered. We're good. Heroes with at least 5 energy suffer energy drain equal to the number of augmenteers the group possesses. Okay, so it looks like I missed that one on the first one. So we should also be down 3 and 2 is 5. 5. Okay. So actually, our astrologist is going to be out of energy because I didn't apply that last turn. Oh, she was actually defending last turn, so she does have it. Yeah, she has 3 left. Okay, but we're gonna go down by 10 here because of the magician has been using other things. So, all right, This is crazy. Magician is actually defending this turn. Okay. So here's what we have at the end of this turn. We have the Astrologist with 15 health and 3 energy. The Magician with 25 health and 18 energy. And we now have Kualotekutli with 0 energy and 200 health. Okay? 200 health. Okay. Now, the Astrologist is going to use all 3 of her energy to use Sky Reading. She goes down to 0 energy. We are each going to get 30, let's see, that's going to be 10, 11, 12, 11, 33 health. Amazing. So we have 48 health over here and 0 energy, and 58 health over there and 18 energy. Now, if you remember, the Magician is acting 3 times this turn because of the Jaguar potion. Okay? So, let's see what happens here. This is going to be kind of a crazy turn for us. First of all, we are going to look at one of our blood magic abilities, and that is going to be Blood Barter. For 1 critical health, 1 ally of your choice suffers any number of piercing health damage. This damage may not be negated or reduced. Another target of your choice suffers piercing health damage equal to 3 times the amount suffered by your ally plus your tier. Okay, so the Astrologist is going to suffer 1 critical wound. She now has 2 critical wounds out of 5. The Magician is going to reduce 57 health to go down to 1 health remaining. 1 health remaining. So 57 health. Another target of your choice suffers piercing health damage equal to 3 times the amount. That's 171 damage. 171 damage because of our blood magic in 1 fell swoop. And we haven't even gotten started yet. Let me show you more. All right, so our Magician is going to be using attack 3 times this round for 17 damage each time. Okay, so that's hang on, he's also wearing the headband of the Storm Herald. And we just so have happened to collect a whole bunch more elemental cards. So, once per combat, boost your action rank for the round by the number of cards in this pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So his action rank is 17 plus 14 is 31. So he's dealing 31 3 times. Okay, there we have it. And then we get our favorite opponent damage. 5 and 1. Okay. Now our Astrologist is down to 0 energy. So I think what we're also going to use is Render Spirit. For 1 critical energy drain, roll the Wellspring die. Raise a target's energy equal to twice your tier plus the roll result. Okay, so our tier is 11. And we should have done actually more damage because the Blood Oath was additional. I think it was additional damage. Doesn't matter. This is so overkill. All right, so we're going to roll a Render Spirit, and we get 9 plus 11 is 21 energy is that we're raising here. And so she actually goes up to 21 energy. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now our magician is also berserk. So let's look at what berserk does. Put that somewhere back here. Okay, berserk. Berserk opponent deals extra damage equal to their level. Berserk heroes boost their attack rank by their survival rank. So we're dealing another 13 damage for each of these attacks. So that's 44 damage each coming in. 44, 44, 44. And there we have it. At the end of this game turn, we are dealing well over the amount required to defeat Kualotekutli. So let's see what happens next. Because Kualotekutli is no longer has any energy, we are going to roll the die normally for its attack. We are going to be suffering a little bit of extra damage. I'm throwing everything around. All right. Grab that. Okay, so that was a hex. So I'm just getting so excited here. It's crazy how this is unfolding. All right, so we roll a hex. That's Wellspring Snap. Heroes with 1 or less energy. That would have been the Astrologist had we not just used Rendered Spirit. So we got in front of this action even before it happened to save it from happening. 1 or less energy gain tethered. Heroes with at least 5 energy suffer energy drain equal to the number of augments. So energy drain, guys, it's just gonna dip us down to look like this. At the end of this particular battle, the Astrologist has a very healthy 47 health and 16 energy, and our Magician has 1 health and 12 energy. Now, we also would have had access to a revival in this location by using up specialists if we needed to. And if you remembered from the first video, we also have a couple of power-ups that grant us a revival as well. So, at the end of this game, we were able to take out Kualotekutli. We've been able to stop the cataclysm from occurring. And let's take a look at the little end dialogue we have at the end of this. If Kualotekutli is vanquished, the game is won. Unfortunately for the Sacred Empire, Jathi now stirs. Her path into this world is guaranteed. But perhaps that's a problem for tomorrow. Guys, thank you for joining me today on this playthrough of the Return to Caprakan. I hope you've enjoyed seeing the game played in a different way. It's crazy to think we only went through 8 of those harvest cards, and there's like 70 there. Same thing for our encounters. We've only seen a fraction of the 5th Sun deck. We've only seen a fraction of the Commission deck. We managed to hold off Oblivion for our Sacred Empire of Aztlant, and we have enjoyed the benefits of this sacred eclipse as it occurs in our wonderful world. So thanks again. I hope you all have a wonderful journey of your own. And until next time, this is Jonathan. Enjoy your adventures. Thanks.